If you have the question, you can read the question. I have taken the course before. I have learned from Luang Por for 2 years. Formerly, I do breath mindfulness and chant Prajnaparamita Haritai Sutta. And in daily life, I see the movement and still of the body and chant. My question is, when I meditate, I cannot center my concentration. There's a lot of suffering. Please kindly advise me. When you meditate, throw away your suffering, your problem. Stay with the meditation. Beware of the darkness, the delusion. If you chant for a long time, your mind will sink down and down. And when you chant, don't chant for a long time. A long time, the mind will sink in the chanting. Delusion will overcome you. We chant to be awakened. When we chant, don't chant long for a long time. If you chant for a short while, you can use mantra and walk a lot. Walk a lot. You are attached to downness. There's a lot of delusion. What kind of practice have you been doing? What have you done? There's so much delusion.
丁力老师，我是经历比较坎坷，和自己的这个亲人的生死离别比较多，所以就比较苦。
Many people at home who are dead, so she suffer a lot.
这个生活的压力也比较大，比较疲倦。
So much suffering.
通过这个学法以后呢，感觉好了很多。因为去年8月份，我的几个师兄带着我去了解脱园寺，在那里听了法，也见到了很多同修。这时候心里的苦已经放下了很多。虽然现在老师能看到我的行很苦，但是呢，我已经竭尽全力在让自己从解脱寺园走出来的时候呢，自己也从痛苦中走出来，是这样努力去做。所以我就想呢，这个修行的路是我以后人生唯一的依靠，一定要去好好的做。那么今天我就想问老师的问题是，我的这个经行的过程当中，就是时间我可以把它分开，因为家里任务也比较重，有老人有小孩，这样的话我就可以把时间分开，它会不会影响效果？第二个问题就是我在经行的时候可以持咒念咒语，这个是可以的吧？
From last year, I came to this temple. The suffering has lessened, but the master said she still suffer a lot. But intention in this life, meditation is the final goal. But at home, I need to take care of the children and elders. So while walking meditation, should I chant together while walking? Yes, you can walk and chant together. But be careful. If you chant for a long time, the mind sink into it is not aware. It will be staying too much with the chanting. You might sing with the chanting. The self-awareness is weak. Don't chant for all time. Switch, just pure walk without chant. Otherwise, it's a burden to chant. Just walk and then chant, walk and chant and walk purely. You can do it. Just don't do it all the time. It will forget the self-awareness meditation. It will be busy with the chanting. If there are any suffering, painful problem, just throw it away while meditate, or be aware of the suffering in the mind. Suffering is to be known. Suffering will come and go. You won't suffer for all time. If you think you suffer without thinking, you won't suffer. You suffer only when thinking. But don't be afraid of thinking. Because it's when you suffer, be aware. If you suppress it, you will suffer more. If you think of people who are dead, think of them, and when you meditate and get some merit, dedicate to them. Just like Luang Por showed this morning. Meditate until there are merit in our heart, then using those merit, dedicate, pray for them to have a part in this merit too. Then you will be happy and concentrated samadhi. Be careful about sinking, submerging in objects, and to suppress your own feeling too. When you suffer, be aware. When there are thoughts, be aware. Suffering, be aware. No need to hate it. Suffering will come and go. It's not permanent, and it won't last.
老师，请问，就是我在这个进行的过程当中，突然脑海里它就会晕现出这些让人痛苦的一些场面，这个时候就不要去管它。
When I walk and meditate, and there's a suffering of the self-image, what should I do? Just know that you are lost. If you are lost, that's why some image show up. If you just be aware that you are lost, return to the walking.
继续接着往下走啊，对对，好。
Walk to be more awake. Walk and be more awakened. Don't submerge, sink in any feelings. Chanting for a long time, I suggest this. Allocate some hours for long chanting, and for the rest, when you walk, don't do long chant. A long chant will submerge you. Just walk. Think and be aware. Suffer, be aware. Just read the suffering inside. Read your own heart. The feeling of suffering, be aware, is something to be known. It's not something to be submerged in. Know the suffering. Know that it come up. See those feeling of suffering, just another feeling. It doesn't actually harm you, just the feeling. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small. is suffer through thinking. There's thinking and suffering follow. If you are aware of thinking, it might not lead to suffering. But when suffering arise, just be aware. No need to fight it. No need to resist. But don't yield to it either. Don't resist. Don't yield. Just aware. Like now, your mind is a bit dull, and there's some suppressing. Do you see the suppression? You suffer a bit. No, so don't submerge here. Wake up. Don't sink here. Walk a bit faster. Don't be afraid that it will get lost. Don't be afraid of anything will happen. Just know whatever happen. You need to practice to read this. Otherwise, you will suffer for a long period. Try again.
重新修啊，好，那好，真是感恩老师。
撒网王伟参加过课程，学习龙哥教导3年多，固定形式是经行，让身体动停，看心跑掉。在日常生活中看心跑，观身体动停。问题：有时工作思维多，看境界累，是否修离境不够？
I have taken course before and learned from Luang Por for 3 years. Formerly, I walk, meditate, see the body moving and still, and see the mind wander off. In daily life, I see the mind wander off and to see the body moving and sitting still. Sometimes when I work, there's a lot of thought. I see the mind and feel tired because maybe haven't done enough calmness, right? Second, Luang Por said that doing samatha 20 years and can be used for 2 years. I asked how much can I practice between object scrutinization and characteristic. When you are tired, because you control, the more you control, the more you are tired. You cannot follow it. It's so tired, cannot catch up. You try to control and let it work. That's why you are tired. Let go. Be more relaxed. Let it be lost a bit, and be aware. This is better than trying to control and force it. Okay, the second question. Luang Por said doing samatha for 20 years and can be used for 2 years. I like to ask how much time I should allocate between object scrutinization and characteristic contemplation. This is a difficult question. Luang Por explained this samatha and it's totally different quality of samatha. Luang Por, the samatha of his practice from his 7 years old, and he went directly to the knowing mind. He get the knowing mind. It's something that he rests deeply with the knowing mind. It's hard to imagine. So our own samatha is mostly wrong. What you imagine about samatha is not actually what Luang Por did. Like we said, lost, wander and know, and got the moment of knowing mind. moment by moment. But the samatha that Luang Por did, he rests with the knowing mind, and he used the knowing mind itself as the object scrutinization, totally of different quality and unimaginable. So the samatha that Luang Por did is of the highest quality. For us, we can make only moment by moment of knowing mind, but for him, he stayed with the knowing mind since when he was 7 years old and rest with the knowing mind. He said that he cannot apply the knowing mind for insight, but he got the knowing mind since he was 7 years old, and he used that for. So it's hard for us to explain. Even I myself cannot do the same as him. So I won't say myself good at samatha. But I did moment by moment too. So you need to evaluate yourself. You are not that good at samatha, like the samatha in the front. Samatha as the vehicle. If we are not that type, practice the knowing mind moment by moment, momentary concentration as frequent as you can. And furthermore, we are not close to the master so that we could ask for advice all the time. If we get lost, it's hard for someone to help. If you are lost in samatha, you can mistake for a far away from the right path. You can go far away out in the wrong path. So samatha itself, it cannot be said that it would help in our meditation. Just practice like we do now. Just practice momentary concentration. Be aware of our own mind in the present, in this body and mind. And this way is we are far from each other. The principle won't be lost to you. You can still progress with this. No need to practice deep level of samatha with deep happiness or deep calm. For you are not samatha vehicle. You see the mind is switch this and that, think a lot. If you are overthink, you are not the samatha vehicle type. No need to think about practice wisdom inside samatha. For object scrutinization, just practice chanting to the Buddha. Just find some objects that are comfortable. Stay with that comfortable object. No need to expect to be calm or happy. Just let the mind be neutral, and it will be calm by itself. And put the mind in the right place, and then you will get whatever energy you have. For example, if you are restless people, you won't get a lot of calmness. It won't stay at the object for a long time. The mind will often switch to some other thing. And that's the most you could do. I didn't say that you are bad, you are all bad. No, I'm bad like that too. That's what I could do. It be calm a bit. That's why it's like this. Because people in these days, we have been practiced to attend to some other outside stuff. your mind won't be, your mind will struggle. We struggle all the time. The mind struggle.
So just find some meditation objects that you think make you relaxed. If your mind keeps driving, know so as well. It will be calm for a moment and then moved away. Calm again and moved away again. This is what we can do, but that should be enough for us. Actually, this is enough. This is how we practice calmness samadhi. Whenever you see the mind moves away and also mind moves away and also again, you gain a stable samadhi and you can cultivate wisdom at the same time. And you could see that the mind that moves arises and falls away. When it's arising and when moving away, and you have the mindfulness to be aware of it, then the wandering away mind falls away and you come back to the meditation object. This is both calmness and vipassana practice at the same time. It gives rise to the knowing mind, but it wouldn't last long. It would just happen from moment to another moment. But this is very useful. This both includes samatha and vipassana practice, but in the level of momentary samadhi. But it wasn't just gonna converge so calm like that. But the mind that runs towards the object more often, it'll become smarter, it'll become wiser. It will derive another kind of calmness samadhi, which is the mind that not striving for objects or emotions. Once the mind moves away and also moves away and also, the mind becomes stable more and more. Instead of just wandering away and wandering on and on, but wandering away and you know so, wandering out know so again. Once you keep doing it repeatedly, the mind will become know more and more because it's become accustomed to this kind of phenomena. Once it become used to these kind of phenomena, the normal mind, this kind of calmness samadhi will gradually come along. It won't be calm like dull and still, but the mind become wiser, not to jump into the phenomena, it becomes stable. It will gain some strength. And at this point, once you get to this point, the mind will become automatic. It will wander away and know so automatically. When you at this point, the qualities of your mind, will be equally to those who meditate in jhana. Equal, exactly. But our samadhi can give rise to wisdom very frequent, very often. It's just happened the same thing. We reach the same point for both of the groups. For those who enter jhanas, who have the jhanas, at some point, if they're stuck in the jhanas, in the calmness, they wouldn't be able to to cultivate wisdom, because if you do a lot of calmness, the mind that's stuck in the calmness, this phenomena is like those who addicted to drama series, like watching television. You can watch whole day if it's fun. You can do it overnight and don't have to sleep. Likewise, the mind's the same. Those who's stuck in calmness samadhi, they'll be like this. They stare at television for a long period of time because the mind likes it. The mind likes the mind lingering on this television watching, like watching dramas and watching or listening to the music. It can lingering on things for a period of time because it happened the same as the calmness samadhi. When you're stuck in it, up to the point where you can, if you cannot turn the mind to become the knower mind, then you wouldn't be able to cultivate wisdom. Therefore, so that's why I'm telling you that, why I told you that those who, like monastics who do a lot of calmness samadhi but couldn't cultivate wisdom, they didn't have knower mind, they couldn't meditate. Therefore, you have to choose on your own. You have to evaluate yourself, which you have to know your enemies and then you know yourself. That's what Sun Wu said, one of the Chinese warriors. You have to evaluate yourself. What kind of person are you? What type of demeanor are you? So you meditate on that particular way. So you have to see, sometimes the mind think, sometimes the mind listen to my talk. This is what happened. This is actually vipassana. Those who like to do vipassana because they have a lot of opinions on things. Sometimes they think, sometimes they listen. This is how you can observe the mind very well. You can observe the mind that wander off to think of other things, and also you can stay with the object and meditate on objects when the mind wander off to think also. Once you have a lot of opinions, you can observe it. You can observe whatever arises more often. Whenever there are a lot of questions, the minds come up with the questions, you can be aware of it more often so that the minds become more stable. So the next question. Can you please help me walk through the phenomena and tell me where I stuck? I told you before, I already told you, you have a lot of thinking, you have a lot of opinions and being opinionated. So you can observe the mind, you can do so. You can chanting and observe the mind moving away, walking meditation and observe the mind, that sometimes it drift away to think of other things and then criticize on things. You think of things, have a lot of questions, being curious on things. In your mind, whenever you think, you can observe more. The more you think, the more can you observe. I have talked to you for many times. I used to attend courses and submit homework with two Ajahns. I've been learning Luang Por teaching for 10 years. In formal meditation, I do walking meditation. In daily life, I observe the thoughts that keep running away, thought running, and observe the body moving. My question is, I could see that my mind was dark and I was taken away by the thoughts here and there. Could you kindly guide my practice? I don't have to guide you anything because you understand the principle of practice. If it becomes dark, know so. If it's cloudy or dark, it's not good, know so. If it's not calm, know so as well. Just be aware of this because you're not impartial yet. Sometimes you know, and not being neutral, you dislike it. Just know so. Know it as it really is. Just know it as it really is. If you dislike it, know so, then samadhi will come back in no time. You don't have many problems. You don't have much problems. You can take off your mask. Please take off your mask. You might be suffocated if you're wearing masks all the time. For some time, your mind is not good all the time, but you have to be consistent with your practice. It doesn't mean that your mind needs to be good all the time. Just know it as it really is. But you have to be consistent with your practice more. I felt that your strength of the your strength of the mind is weak. Outside the course, you might not be very consistent. So you have to keep on practicing. This kind of work takes lifetime. If you cannot finish the task this life, you have to continue the task next life. But keep on practicing, keep on walking. That's it. I never attended courses. I have been studying Luang Por teaching for a long period of time, but I just go on and off. But I started being serious at my practice 2 months ago. During formal meditations, I do walking meditations and dynamic meditation like Luang Por Tian. In daily life, I observe my mind and body moving and still, but normally I drift away really easily. My question is, after 1 hour walking meditation, I felt that my mind was cloudy and my goal wasn't clear. While walking meditation, where should I put my mind and my feet, or just know that the body moving? Now I try to put my mind at the feet. Am I making mistakes? Because normally my mind is very restless. You're not doing anything wrong. You can continue with your practice. You have to be more relaxed and keep practicing. Have you ever done samatha before? Have you done calmness before? Calmness samadhi?
帕奥的止观我修过。
Yes, I used to do spreading loving kindness. The might have some strength of samatha practice. You have some samatha power. You keep on practicing. Good.
老师，我修行那个出入息的话，会紧盯，就是在臂间。
While observing the breath, I like to overcasting under my nose. Can you do that? Can you show me, please?
我已经很久没练习了。
I haven't done for a long time. You don't have to pay attention to others or me. Just show me. Good. What you're doing is very good. You can do it as samatha practice. You can do calmness samadhi like that. I'm not sure what kind of form of meditation you use, but it's good. There is a calmness, underlying calmness, but the mind struggle a little bit, like keep on struggling. The mind moving and struggling a little bit.
有时候呆滞，有时候我查不出来，就紧张，跳来跳去的。
I was excited. Try to be aware of the feelings within your heart. What you practice is you can do what you practice. Carry on what you practice. You can do dynamic 14 patterns or walking meditation. You can carry on doing so, but you have to be aware of the mind, of the feelings within the mind. You have some strength of the calmness samadhi within, but it wasn't clear yet. So we should train the mind to be stable instead. You can spread love and kindness like what you do, You can do that as a smarter practice. And then, but what's important here is that you have to train the mind to be stable. Try to observe your mind, be mindful till it becomes stable. What else? What else?
对，我以前练过慈心禅这个，因为我是嗔行者，就经常发脾气，心也很急，焦虑这种。
I was angry-natured, so I like to train myself to spread loving kindness. You can do that. You can do that as smart practice. Whenever you want to do calmness, samadhi, you can do this. But the point that is not clear yet is the stable mind, the stable samadhi. The strength of it is not quite clear. You have to train this. But for him, if he carry on smarter practice, you are inclined towards the adept of the calmness samadhi. Your mind, you have some inclination towards ability to achieve the smarter practice. You don't know that, right? You can do that. You can try at home. You can try doing smarter practice like spreading loving kindness or cultivating loving kindness. This is one kind of smarter practice.
老师，我出入息练着，有时候会变得呆滞，就有点发呆这种。
While observing the breath, my mind was dull. No, once it's dull, also. When it's dull, it's because you try to maintain the mind, try to guard the mind. This wouldn't give rise to mindfulness nor samadhi. While observing the breath, you have to have the meditation objects as a point of interest. You can chanting the mantra at the same time, together with the breath.
对，
What sort of mantra do you use?
练习过念诵，就西藏的咒语。
I used to practice chanting Tibetan mantra. I guess you use this kind of mantra so you have some smarta. But you can reciting short phrases. Find something short. Otherwise your mind will be dull and long. Just find something short. You find some short mantra. If you're reciting short mantras and you can observe your mind. For example, I use Buddha as like a rhythm. Buddha is actually the knower. It's the one that helps me to navigate through the mind, to observe the mind. When you're chanting Buddha, you attach your mind towards the Buddha, or you try to force the mind not to leave the Buddha. That's wrong. Sometimes you try to force the mind to be with the object, and the mind becomes dull and dull and still. You try to force the mind to be at some specific point. It makes your mind dull. But if you be with the object limitations, with a relaxing mind, it will be good smarta practice. Can you try breathing? Let go of the mind. Do not being curious on anything. Forget about everyone. Just forget the room. Forget about me. Relax. Breathe in a relaxing way. Breathe in, self-aware. Breathe out, self-aware. This is tight. Breathe in, aware. Breathe in out, breathe out, aware. Do not focus on anybody. Just felt as if we are alone, and you are alone in this room. You are in a place where you can be calm and truly happy. Like breathe in, aware, breathe out, aware. In a relaxing way, breathe in, aware, breathe out, aware. Other people can do this too at the same time. Could you see that while breathing in aware, breathe out aware, the mind still moves? Could you see that there's struggling? You don't have to open your eyes. Listen and close while closing your eyes and meditating. Could you see that they're struggling and like wavering? Know so. Know when the mind just trying to be aware of the mind that moves in a relaxing way. This is too heavy. Relax. Just breathe out heavy one time. That's enough. You can open your eyes. It's gonna be too dull. At first it's good, but sitting meditation is not something easy to achieve. When you have some slight intention, the mind start to sink down, to goes down, and it becomes dull. The dullness comes out comes out. So you can train at home. Around this time, you can do walking meditation, taking turns with sitting. But while sitting, you have to be self-aware. You can chanting the mantra at the same time. You're not fit with the mindful breathing. It's not the breathing, but it's too dull. Your mind is dull. The mind wrap your face. Rub your face like to cleanse all the things. That's it. That's enough. Good. Just change the emotion. While doing samatha practice and you lack of mindfulness, the mind will go through this route, and it becomes dull, and your head become numb and tense. Could you see that? Could you feel that? If you practice incorrectly during samatha practice, some kind of things will happen. So I would suggest to chanting mantra for you. You can walking meditations and chanting mantra whenever you have free time. When the mind becomes relaxed and comfortable, you can do samatha practice. You can spread loving kindness if you like. The principle is do it with relaxing mind. Do not have to attend to any. You don't have to wanting to be peaceful or calm. That's ignore it. But you have to be mindful and do not attach with the object. Samatha starts from having no intention. With the intention, there will be no samatha practice. Without intention, the mind will become calm in no time. People cannot do calmness samadhi because they have intentions to have the calmness. With the intention, there will be no calmness. Keep on practicing without intention or expectation, it will be calm in no time. Do you have any other questions?
老师，能不能帮我看一下那个龙波天的手部动作正不正确？
I would like you to see my practice on Long Po Tien practice. Go on. Could you see that now you make your mind dull? Start from being dull like this. It's wrong at the beginning. You don't have to try to observe anything or stare at any particular thing. Move and know so. Move and feel. Move and sense that. Do not stare at the hands. If the mind stares at the hands, know so as well. Moves and sense that I'm not really knowing how to do it. Move. You try to maintain the mind to be at the middle. Good. Are you normally doing this? You do more often? You do this very often? You develop smarter from this practice. What you practice now is smarter practice. Could you see that it's relaxed, it's comfort?
对，现在放松了。
I'm trying to search for a way that how do you do smarter practice. It's actually what you can do. It's smarter practice. Could you see that there's calmness in the middle? There's calmness in the middle of your chest.
有一点点是的，
This is smarter practice. What you practice right now is smarter practice, but it's good kind of smarter. If you do this kind of smarter, you can do so. Once the mind wander off to think of other things, know so as well. Once the mind wander off to think, know so. This is additional point. Once it's stuck in here, know so as well. Use the mindfulness altogether while practicing. When the mind sink into or adhere to any part of the body, know so as well. Actually, when the self-awareness of Luang Por Tian talked about, is actually the self-awareness is exactly the same self-awareness that we've been practicing. It's not about the pattern, it's about the mind. If you use that kind of mind, it will be calm in the middle of your chest. But if you keep on moving like this, you'll become self-aware. With the more relaxing way, you don't have to use any weight. You have to place any mind on anywhere. People make it to become smarter because you try to place the mind at any particular point, like in the middle of your chest. Can you feel that? Once they're placing the mind, the action of placing the mind, that considered smarter practice. But you're good. You can do smarter practice well. Good. Only few people can do smarter well. But if you stay here, it gives rise to some happiness, but you couldn't cultivate wisdom. The mind that is stable and the mind that's calm is two different things. It's different kind of samadhi. Therefore, while doing, try to observe the mind. You just feel that the mind sometimes is in the middle of your chest. And also, be mindful of the mind that being centered. No, try to do so. Yeah. Carry on. Good. Good, correct. It's here, yeah. Wherever the mind is, know so. Wherever the mind is, know so. Try to observe where the mind is. Enough. Could you tell the difference? You tell the difference? Difference from like, at first you try to maintain the mind in the center of your chest. But the second part, when you do, whenever where the mind is, you know that it where it is. You know where it is. Once you move, you know, so you sense that. The second one is the self-awareness, because when you move and you can sense the whole body instead of just focusing on one point, then you can see the body moving, the whole body. You can sense the whole body. Yeah, you're moving, moving at the same time. Keep on, carry on. Carry on. I'll walk you through. know where the mind is. Could you see that you try to maintain the mind to be at center of your chest? The mind is in the middle of your chest. Know where the mind is. When move, know so. Move again, sense that. Wherever your mind is, know so. Once you try to maintain the mind at the middle of your chest, know so as well. While moving and you're centered in mind, know so as well. Good. Good. The mind develops some calmness, but the self-awareness wasn't clear yet. But so you have to be aware of the body as more clearer, so that you become more self-aware. This is for Ajahn Nat, for this person. For this person, you should consult Ajahn Nat for further progress.
老师，我还有一个问题，就能不能帮我看一下行禅？
Yeah, you can do. Show me. You try to guard the mind. You hold on to the mind. You still hold on to the same place in the middle of your chest. It's still smart practice. They're still holding on to the mind. If you're being curious, being uncertain, know so as well. Carry on if your mind moves or think or curious. Know so. You don't have to just ignore me. Once move, know so. Moves and sense that. That's enough. Have a seat. Most of the time, the mind is still stuck in trying to center the mind. You let go, let the mind go. You have to be brave to let the mind go away. The more you do, the more practice and the more smarter you'll have. And it won't cut it with wisdom. You have to train yourself to become self-aware. You have to be brave enough to let the mind go and moves. You have to gradually adjust this kind of practice. But at the beginning, for me, what you do, you can let the mind work in a more relaxing way, let it move so that you can observe the mind more. But now you try to maintain the mind, hold on to the mind at the middle of your chest. You can go continue consult with the Ajahn Nat.
谢谢老师。
Studied the teaching of Luang Po for 9 years and never taken course before. Formerly, I walk meditation. In daily life, I see the body move or still. Question is, while walking, I feel the vibration from the feet touching the ground. I get lost less, but sometimes I see that the mind go off and the mind come back, return to the vibration at the feet. I wonder whether I over focus at the feet. What should I change? Please advise. It's already good. Not to over focusing. You can be self-aware more. A lot more and more awareness now. Keep practicing what you are doing. Walk like you did. When you touch, be aware. You may go off, be aware. Yeah, you are doing good. What else?
我想让老师帮我看一下那个经行，我总感觉好像可能有需要指导的地方吧。
I'd like you to see me walking. There's some part I want to ask. Okay. Controlling. Holding. You're still holding. Good. Walk like this. You all your mind come to her, follow her walking. You feel it's good enough. Just walk like this. It's already good. Quite good. See the feeling of touch and vibration. You can use this method. Good. You learn from Ajahn Nat, right? Yeah, use this method. The method is can vary. Each of us can walk differently. My method of walking, I walk without any format at all. I just walk and see my mind move here and there. Just move naturally. You just walk naturally, and my mind go off. I know. Walk, go off. I know. I read my mind while walking. It's my method. Ajahn Nat, he used contact and aware. For me, I love to watch my mind. I just walk and watch my mind. Whatever happen, just see them. There's always something to see all the time. The body as well, the mind as well, there's something to see all the time. We just have the body walking to help. So the walking is my home base that help me watch my mind easier. So each of us are different. We can try different methods and which is good, suitable for us. For me, I won't watch the contact. Otherwise, I might over focus on the contact. But for you, you did well. Did exactly right. For me, I just walk. Whatever happened, whatever feeling happened, I walk. If you go off to think again. Nothing to stop, nothing to forbid. Just walk. I just walk. When it finish one thinking, it thinks a next thought. I don't stop it. I just be aware. When it stop thinking, it return to the walking. I will have the limit of distance of the walk. I will walk to this certain point. I will stop and be aware of the body. When it's thinking, and when I stop, it will know. It will have the two ends of the walkway. We at the both ends. It's easier to be aware. I don't stop it from thinking. If it want to think, just think. But at the end, at both ends, I can be aware that, oh, this is thinking. Then I turn back 180 degrees and then walk again. So at the head and the end of the walkway is the point, the checkpoint that I can check whether I'm still in the world of thought. There are difference between my method and Ajahn Nat, and I set the distance, that the comfortable distance. You can use whatever methods that fit you. For you, that's good. Keep practicing. No problem. (5:30). I think there could be 3 more.
下一位是504号李克群，然后下一位是162号邓科，然后再下一位是139号马新宇，这个3位。学习龙波的教导3年。
I have learned from Luang Por teaching for 3 years and I've never been to a course before. In my formal practice, I see the body breathing. In daily life, I see the body moving and still. My question is, why doing formal sitting meditation is quite hard to have the mind stay with one object as a home base. It's hard to see the mind clearly. As for my life situation in the last 2 years, sometimes I feel so depressed. I lost hope in this world. There's no motivation. Please, Ajahn, kindly advise how should I adapt. If you sit, it will be submerged. If you sit, it will sink in. And don't expect that when you meditate, it will be good, it will be calm, it will be happy. If we expect like that, it will do with greed. And with greed, it will be restless. It will feel, oh, I cannot see anything. The reason you cannot see, because that is your expectation. You expect it to be calm, to be good, or expect to see the mind. Just be comfortable with the chanting. The mind can be calm or not, that's fine. If you cannot see the mind, that's fine. If you cannot tell apart, that's fine. Just see it as it is. If it's bad, know it as it is. It can be whatever, and later it will be good. Now deep inside there are greed. There's wanting to be calm, to be happy. And in this way you won't be calm or happy because there is greed. Be aware of this greed. The greed, the expectation, these will bring you suffering. When we have greed, we have more suffering. Just be aware of the greed, the want that happened in my mind, in your mind, that you want it to be this way or that way. Without the greed, it will be happy. And for all the problem in your life, just chant, it will come and go. Anything come, it will go. All the problem won't last long. The problem is one side, and our heart is another side. Practice our heart to be not sinking into those suffering. Suffering is to be known. Suffering is to be known as suffering. Don't expect it to drop away. When there is suffering, just be aware. Don't try to make it drop away. It can drop by on its own. Mostly you watch it and expect it to lessen, expect the problem to lessen. You won't succeed to solve it just by that. If you suffer, just be aware. The problem, the suffering won't come all the time. It only comes when you're thinking. When you think, the problem will follow. If you are aware of your thinking, the suffering will be shortened. When you know you are thinking and know, the suffering will shorten. It won't sink into the suffering. Any question?
老师刚才说的，我接收到了。就是我每一次去静坐，我确实就是，大部分时候是我很累，或者是说我感觉自己心里很不舒服的时候，我会去静坐。
Yeah, well, I understand what you told me. When I meditate, it's because I suffer. Why you are tired and you suffer? If you sit with that kind of mind, with the expectation to get rid of those phenomena, it won't go away. See those expectation. Notice your expectation, that you expect it to be happy, to be calm. With this expectation, instead of the suffering dropping off, it will keep getting longer. It will be even more troublesome. It will sink into the problem more, and you feel, oh, why it's so hard? Why sitting meditation is so hard? Because there's those expectations. You need to be aware of those wanting. Set up your mind, make up your mind. It can be calm or not calm, that's fine. Calm is fine, not calm is fine. Set up your mind like that, it will be calm soon. If you are confused, you cannot see anything, just throw them all away and rest yourself and walk. Walk instead of sitting. Walking is easier. Walking is easier to see your thought. When you walk, it will quickly go to think something. If you think again, walk and think, walk and think. When you walk, you will think. We don't practice not to think. Let it think. Let it fabricate. And just be aware. Be aware of those walking. With walking, it have more energy to see. Sitting is harder because there is the habit. The habit to watch the thinking is not there. But with walking, it's easier to see the thinking. Then later, when you sit, you can be more comfortable and let the thinking come, and then it will be easier after you practice walking already. Okay, it should be like this. How is your mind? Hello. Who are aware? Raise your hand. Who are aware? Good. Who are aware? Check. Let's check. Okay. No, you don't. Not you. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay. I will evaluate. Some know, some don't know. I check your quick mindfulness. The quick mindfulness. and it will return to be aware. That's good enough. Practice. This is a test for you. It's a good some merit that you can see the test. Some of you can do it now. After some days in the course, know when you are focusing or forgetting. This is an easy test. And in your daily life, you can do it like this too. Something happened, be aware. Something happened, be aware.
If you can be aware, then your mind wasn't startled. If you know the first step, once the lights went off, and you become aware, you won't got startled. If the second step, you become startled, and you felt the startle falling away. Some people could felt the first time, the first stage. Once you become, then some people could, and the third type, oh, it's light went off. What's happened? That's not good. What you practice, you can do like that. But you have to do more often, and even though it's slow or quick, that's okay. It's good. It's good with your practice, but you have to be observant. The expectation of goodness and calmness, you have to be aware of it.
还可以问吗？
Can I ask more questions?
就是我第一次跟老师互动的时候，老师说我的心是很有力量的，但是这几年发生很多事情，我感觉自己现在的心好像越来越没有力量，然后也因为工作跟生活的事情，其实这2年确实自己没怎么修行，只是到这几个月才开始精进一点修行。我想问，在接下来以后，老师对我有什么指点？
Many years ago, I used to interview with you, and you said that my mind was energized. But for many years, these energy lower. My practice wasn't quite consistent. Can you give further guidance from me? How should I further practice? Deep down, if you keep on being consistent with your practice, you're going to be making a lot great progress. But you have to be more consistent, and your strength of the mind will be higher. But you may face some issues in life. But when you have these examination, these actually the test of your life. You have to practicing Dharma at the same time. You use the Dharma practice while facing adversity. Whenever suffering arises, no soul. Suffering again, no soul. But even though your strength of the mind is lower, but you're still familiar with the phenomena. But now there's a lot of things coming up, so the mind wavers, making the mind wavers. It wavers a lot because there are a lot of things going on. You have to be aware of the suffering of the mind. You cannot forbid the suffering. You will be with the suffering like this. It's actually you're not very bad. You have seen a lot of phenomena, but when the suffering in life happen. It will be like this. The mind will waver like this. Just keep swinging like this when you try to make it calm. So you can't be calm. Whenever you want to do calmness samadhi, you just ignore all the suffering. We are not anything. We not have anything. At this present moment, we sacrifice this period of time for Dhamma practice. and then it'll be calm in no time. If you have no expectation towards it, it'll be calm in no time. Can you do it? Can you show me how to when you're meditating? Yeah, show. Do you want me to walking or sitting meditation? You can do sitting. Now craving arises. The wanting arises. Don't breathe in and self-aware, breathe out self-aware. Do not close your eyes. Open your eyes. Being impartial, just being neutral. Do not change the mind. If breathe in self-aware, breathe out self-aware in a relaxing way. Do not try to control the mind.
我感觉我现在其实不大喜欢来坐着这个修行。我现在也是，其实会更多的会经行。然后，静坐的时候，我大部分是因为我身体会比较累或者有情绪的时候，我会用静坐来让自己好像就是说休息跟练习就是奢摩他一样的。我不知道这样是否可行。就是您说的那个想要我是有的，那我是不是我这个时候还是去经行，不要打坐？
Normally, I like to do walking meditation unless I'm exhausted, so I sit. Yeah, you can do walking if you like. It's better. You better walking. See, your mind is more relaxed. Better than sitting. Walking a lot more better. Keep on, carry on. When you stop, at the end of the walkway, you stop and become self-aware first. And then take turns and become self-aware again, and then walk. Go on. One more round. Stop. Self-aware. With the feet together. Self-aware that you're standing. Turn around. Self-aware that you're standing. Be aware that you're standing and walk. Stop. Feet together. Be self-aware. Good. Be self-aware. Standing. Good. Good. You can do it like this. Carry on with like this. Walking like this. You stop at the end of the walkway, and that's once the feet together become self-aware. Be aware that you are standing. You're walking in a relaxing way like this. One might wander off to think of other things also. You're better walking. Do less of sitting. Good? Enough?
还有一个问题，就是昨天您跟了成法师讲法的时候，我在台下看到您全身发光，整个讲台都发光。然后我那个时候我自己的心感觉是有很多的一些光亮，然后也有很多的感动跟感恩。当时就是我的心会有一种突然间就对自己的解脱，从轮回中解脱出来，有一些希望。因为就是在生活中很多时候苦的时候，我总会有自杀的念头，就是会感觉没有希望。但昨天就是会让我心中有一些对轮回从轮回中解脱出来，产生一些希望。同时我是心里想，老师再给我更多一些鼓励，因为我的心确实是有的时候很苦很苦，就觉得生命没有任何的希望可言，就会很消沉。这种情绪他从小的时候几岁就已经开始有这种想去自杀的念头， 就是会到我生活中这么多年，它在发生那种就是事情的时候，都会有这样子的念头发生。这几年也会频繁的出现。
Yesterday when you taught Pishanika, I saw you like a bright light from you. I saw you like that. I could see the hope of transcending this cycle of samsara. So I started become courage and hope. When I was a child, I faced a lot of sufferings, so I wanted to commit suicide. So I would love to have some of the courage from you. Carry on, you don't have to look at me whether I'm bright or not. You can look at the lights, it's really bright there.
不是灯光发，是真的看见发光，然后就是整个发光。
Good that you can become, but you have to be encouraged by yourself. Actually, for me, when I started practicing, I saw masters like Luang Por. He's bright and clean. I'm confident in my master. But when I come to practice, I could see by myself, on my own, that this path is correct, and it's take me towards the end of suffering. Once you gain some fruit of practice, you gain more happiness. You become more happy with life. I didn't feel that we suffer because of life. There's a point in life where we can take a pause from suffering. Suffering is one part. Suffering is because we have some consequences we have to bear. We might commit something and we face the suffering. But Buddhists never give up in suffering. We commit good deeds. Our job is to commit good deeds and keep on practicing. So the suffering will go away. And one day, when you succeed in Dharma practice, it's a job that you never have to come back and do it again. Master, they are clean and pure. You're confident in this path of practice, then you follow his footsteps. And you can gain the fruit, and you can witness by yourself. The wise will know by themselves that this path is practical, is doable. But you have to walk the path, walk the walk. This can be proven when you gain the fruit by practicing. You could witness by yourself. Nobody has to told you that this is good. To convince yourself is to take action. Take action and the suffering will be less. And do not commit suicide, because committing suicide will never end. Those who die out of suffering, they will be suffer for a long period of time. For even longer, who die out of suffering. They have to bear a lot of consequences for a long period of time. They'll have to suffer longer than they thought. Because if you die with the mind out of suffering, the mind will be like that. You're going to worse realms like hell, and that is even worse. Even more suffering. You couldn't find a way out. That's not the way out. The way out, the good way out, is keep on practicing. And you can see the suffering in one thing. The mind that attached to the suffering is the one that makes you suffer. The mind that attached on different things makes you suffer. The cause of suffering is not here and that and this. It's actually your mind. The mind that lack of mindfulness, the mind that filled with defilements that makes you suffer. So try to be aware of the sufferings and suffering. Try to be aware of defilements, so suffering falls away. Actually, suffering is something arises and falls away. The things that arise and falls away are not something that you should hold on to. even the suffering arises far away. If you could be aware of it, when suffering arises within your mind, it falls away. You could see that even suffering arises, falls away. So why should we become so suffer? Because it comes and goes. It's just suffer for a period of time, for a period of your life. But everything comes and goes. Nothing comes and doesn't go. Everything's some issues, some problems. Time will tell. Time will heal. Time will heal. Nothing permanent. So you have to be determined, and learning the Dharma makes your life better. You just keep on progressing and up, even though you don't gain any fruits in this life, but you never go down. Because you come here to cultivate the merit, the highest merit, which is in the form of Dharma practice, is the highest level of merit. Even though you haven't gained anything, you never go down. Carry on practicing with your practice. The rest too. It's already 6 o'clock. I need to picking up pace. I used to attend courses. I've been learning Luang Por teachings for about 12 years. In formal meditation, I observe the body breathe in, breathe and breathe out, though, and walking meditation, observing the body movement. In daily life, I observe the body movement. My question is, while practicing Dhamma, I don't feel happy. All the happiness that came before just felt that it is just delusion. Most of the time, I could see the mind that changes, restless, waver, or calm. Moreover, I could feel the freedom, like impartial. My question is, how could I define happiness? And do I make mistakes? The mind is a bit too stressful while practicing. While practicing, if your mind like this, it will be too tight. There's a lot to intention. If you let your mind be like this, while practicing you'll be tight. And it becomes tight and you won't be happy. You have to be more relaxed. While practicing, just walk in a relaxing way. Do not expect anything good. You keep on practicing Dhamma without expectation of goodness or not good. While practicing, observe your mind. Whenever it's relaxed, you could see the process of working of mind, actually. So practice with relaxing mind. Do not intend to be good. While walking or practicing meditation, do not expect good. You have a lot of intention. So be aware of the intention. If you can be aware of it, then whenever the mind becomes more relaxed, you could see more phenomena. You could observe the mind more. Whenever you're free, whenever you're relaxed, you can practice better. But now your mind is more stressful. It's too tight. It's too serious. More relaxed.
这个就是我提出这个问题之后哈，有一天我听老师你讲到一个开示里面，你讲到说那个心的影子，然后我就一下就看到了，就说我这之前我一直在那个有一种呵护那个安住的心，去抓住那个知者。当我听到你这个开示以后，我就看到说， 安住的心也好，或者知者的心也好，它也是被我的心所观察到的一个对象，所以我看到以后我就放下了，就不要了。但是呢，他那个心的习惯，他还是会悄悄的去呵护那个知者，悄悄的去抓那个安住的心。但是呢，现在呢，他就是还是会很快的被我发现他在这样去照做。所以我说这个后面我看到的是看对了的嘛。
I used to hear that you're saying about the shadow of the mind, and I think I could see the shadow of the mind, and the mind likes to take a grip on the knowing mind. Once I know, I let go. But I inclined to take a grip on the knowing mind. Correct. What you said is correct. But when I said that when you're not trying to holding on to the mind, you can observe, you can see phenomena. But now you have to adjust to be more relaxed. You can do what you do, but you have to be more relaxed without expectation to see any phenomena clearly. If you can see the shadow of the mind, what you see is correct. You can practice this observing like that, but now it's not clear because you have too much intention. You try to hold on to the mind, maintain the mind. You have to be more relaxed so that you can see more of the phenomena. You don't have to be afraid of going away, wandering away, or afraid of not being able to see things clearly. But if you try to maintain the mind, hold on to it, you won't be able to see it clearly. Let it wander off and also wander again, also again. Let the mind work. Then the strength of the mindfulness will allow you to be able to see it clearly. When you're holding on to the mind, maintain the mind doesn't make you not be able to see it clearly because you're holding on to the mind. Good. Could you see the holding on phenomena? Good. Here. Now holding on. See? You see when you're holding on and you let go, holding on and let go. You can observe like this. If you're more relaxed, then you could see more phenomena more clearly. Carry on with your practice.
我还有一个好奇的问题，我想问一下，就是我平常就是带着决心去练瑜伽，然后好像是在去年有一次，这个事出现了2次。然后我在练瑜伽的时候，突然心里面有一个东西停止了。然后我感觉好像是照做停止了。但是我观察的话，我发现行运它仍然在工作，因为行运仍然在指挥我的身体动作，所以不应该说是照做停止了。但是我又不知道那个停止的是个什么东西，然后它什么时候回来的我也没看到，所以想问一下老师，那个停了这个东西是什么东西？
I used to practice yoga, and this kind of phenomena happens twice. Like, I felt there's something, I thought I fabricated it, but I see that the body command itself to doing different postures, but I'm not sure what something stops and not sure whether it take place. I'm not sure what it stops. I didn't see it. I didn't see that clearly. I didn't see in details like that. I couldn't answer that. So, but whenever you see it stops and like this, no, whether it's stopped or not, it's already gone. There might be some samadhi that happened, but I couldn't see it. But the moment followed, whatever the mind is like, no, so the mind developed curiosity, no, so the mind likes it, no, so the mind dislikes it, no, so no in the present. Whatever passed, let it be. Whether it falls away, it's only some phenomena within the mind. There might be some samadhi that makes your mind empty, or it just falls away, fell away. Sometimes there's something bizarre going on, but it just falls away, and after a while it comes back again. these kind of phenomena can happen, but whatever that happens, whatever the reaction of the mind is like no so, just come back to the mind. Whatever the reaction of the mind is like no so. This is how you cultivate mindfulness. That should be enough. Okay. Can we do another person? Okay. Yeah, here you go. I've been studying Luang Por teaching for 3 years. I have attended courses, and used to interview with you. In formal meditation, I do walking meditation, and I sense the vibration of the body. In daily life, I I did a circling in my fingers and observe the body moving. In daily life, my question is, while practicing, my mind was very restless. I couldn't become self-aware very often. Can you give me guidance? You hold on to the mind. When you do the fingers, you're holding on to the mind. Instead of letting your mind, you try to maintain the mind, so the mind cannot go away. What did you do for the? When you walk in meditations, if you walk with this kind of mind, you hold on to the mind, you maintain the mind you try to force the mind with a specific point. So the mind cannot work. You have to be more relaxed. Do not expect that the mind needs to fix it on a particular point. Do not hold on to the mind. Let the mind work. Let the mind, for example, drift away. Once it drift away, no so. What else?
特别紧张，在这里搓手，就是特别紧张，看老师。
When I saw you, when I see you, I was excited. It's very normal. Once I with Luang Por, I was so excited as well.
就是平时应该不会这么紧盯，就是特别紧张。
Normally, I didn't overfocusing to this extent. You can you can observe yourself. Normally, if it's more relaxed, then it's good. Now you're excited and you can't do anything. You don't have to fix it. Just know so. Know that you're excited. Know that you'll become tight. Do not try to fix it. Do not try to do anything. Just know so. Do know it as it really is. Know it works, how it works. Do not try to fix it. Now, you might try to go down and fix it. You might go down to fix it. Try to make it away, make it disappear. You're not being partial. You're not being neutral. When you know simply like know the feelings arises. There. Do not try to fix the phenomena. That's why we need to have the object imitations while observing the mind.
想请老师给我布置一下作业，可以吗？
I like to ask homework from Ajahn. You can observe your mind while walking. You can do walking meditations. When you move, and also try to be aware of the feeling within your heart. Whatever happens, know so. When the mind become tight, know so. When the mind think of other things, know so. You can observe your mind. But don't forget that you need to be consistent with your practice. Walking meditations in formal meditation every day, and during the day, whatever happens, know so. Know whatever arises within your heart. Practice like this. That's the end. So for the rest of you, be for everyone, be consistent with diligent at practice. What Luang Po give you regard is that first of all you have to observe the 5 precepts. If your precepts is not pure, do not talk about Dharma practice. You won't make progress in Dharma practice. The second one is do formal meditation every day. If you cannot do 3-hour meditation, then you can divide the time like in the morning, afternoon, and evening. But if you can't do it, you should set aside time as much as you can, so that the mind can linger around Dhamma practice. The third one is during the day, whenever there's contact makings, try to be aware, become self-aware. We will be with the third more because we spend most of our time in daily life. So be mindful and self-aware. Whatever happens within your heart, know so. During the day, if you cannot see anything, you be with the object of meditation so that you gain more strength you can collect some strength, and at the end of the day, when you come back to do formal meditations, it will be easier. When you're here at the course, in 7-day course, you have to do a lot of formal meditation. So when you go outside, you can cultivate mindfulness in daily lives. So you have to try to maintain this pace of the Dharma practice, so you can be in this route of Dharma practice. If you can do like this, one day you can succeed. You can be successful. Whether it's slow or fast, you don't have to expect to become something. You have to know that now you're here to learn about yourself, what kind of defilement you should let go. You can observe yourself, whether you're good or not. Easily method is to whether you have the mindfulness, how often you have mindfulness during the day. And the second one is what sort of defilements or bad habits that happens often during the day. Are you still satisfying your needs or want? Are you still satisfying your wanting or your bad habits? If you get to know yourself more and more, what kind of defilements more often, then that's the progress. This is the objective of Dharma practice, is to lower defilements, to let go of detachment within your heart. The more you can let go, the more brighter your mind becomes. Your mind will be lighter. This is the purpose of the Dharma practice. Whether you gain or not in this life, you can carry on practicing in next life. This is your aim. This takes lifetimes, many lifetimes. If you can be successful, then you won't return to born as well again. Now that you're still here, it means that you have to keep walking. So I would grant your wishes to be successful at your practice and be diligent at the practice, and anumodana everyone, including the staff.